Hey, my name is Mercy and welcome back to my channel. I am very excited and a bit saddened to be doing this video for two reasons. The first reason was I wanted to do this video to celebrate the steps I have made in my fitness journey. But then something else came up and I went online, unfortunately, and saw a lot of negativity. So I don't even know if I'm happy or not about this video, but well, here we are. So welcome back to the channel. And here I am, some 40-something-year-old woman who is talking to hopefully people who either are in that age bracket or younger and want to reach that age bracket, and expressing some of the things that I have learned in life and wishing that some things had been told to me before. So recently online there was a photo of somebody in Kenya. She is something called a women's representative. So unfortunately I don't live in Kenya. I follow Kenyan politics very limitedly because it's quite frustrating for me. And so I've never understood what a women's rep is and what exactly they do. I know that it is a position that was created under the new constitution because to increase the women's, to give women a bit more opportunity to be involved in government, because Kenya, it's still quite hard to be voted in as a woman directly. There's still quite a lot of challenges. I know a few people who try to vie, and things that can disqualify a woman are small things like, for example, is she married? Is she divorced? Is she vying in where her father is from or where her husband is from? You know, there's just a lot of really small things that still stand in the way of women vying. So from what I understand, when I asked, I was explained to that is the reason why that position was there. Now, what they do is what I don't know. And I think that person explained. I think by that time my brain was just tired. Anyway, so this lady, I remember very well during the election time when she was vying. And if there's a word that Kenyans love, it is the word humble. Oh my goodness. And Kenyans, I've always wondered, if a Kenyan calls me humble, I think I would be offended. You know why? Because every time Kenyans say humble, they mean it is something that I would not want to be. You know why? Because for them, humble is you're rich, but you're driving a broken down car. No, you just don't want to waste money on a car. So, you know, I think I guess the word humble and relatable is used interchangeably, and no, but sometimes when they say humble, just know that they're waiting for you to fall. So sometimes being considered humble might not be a very good thing. Anyway, so she was considered very humble. She was considered that, oh yeah, look, she doesn't even wear makeup. Oh, that's another thing. Women who don't wear makeup are apparently humble. Oh, look, she does not even wear makeup. Oh, look, she's doing her campaigning with the motorbike instead of fancy cars. And there were all these praises that were showered on this woman. She was quite young. I think she was like 19 or 20, something like that. She was very young. And anyway, so she ran for the campaigned, got elected, and won the seat. And then a disaster struck, because what happened was she grew up. So she grew up. And by growing up, I mean, she went into parliament, but then she also got married, and then she had a child, I think 1 or 2, I don't know. But anyway, then she had a child. And so recently we are also pre-campaign season. But then again, I think we campaigned the whole time. The day after elections, people have already started campaigning. But anyway, so the elections are coming up. And so she was in some place, and there we go. And there were photos of this lady. And boy, did people talk. You know what people said? That she was big because she has really changed. She was this size, now she's this size. And it was, look at what she's done. She went to parliament to eat and I don't know what. And there was just all these conversations, which I don't really care about because people will say whatever they will say. But you know what bothered me? What made me sad, which is the reason for this video, is the women's comments. So the women's comments, oh, even me, I had children and I lost all that weight within a week. Oh, even me, I had children and I had da 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 da. Oh, even me, I had children and da da da. You know, so there's all this comparison. And sometimes I'm even, well, when I have time, I will click on the profile of that person and go like, no, woman, you did not lose anything. Because you do not look like somebody who lost all the baby weight. You look like you're still carrying some. It is not, I don't understand the need for women to put down other women. You can criticize this woman for her policies, if she has any. You can criticize her for not being active in government. You can criticize her for many things. But we all know. Now we have the internet, so we can't even pretend that we don't know. We all know that bodies are not the same, right? If you're on Facebook and Instagram and all this, you have internet. Just check. There are so many things that come with pregnancy. There are conversations that we never had. You see, like when I talk about my book, As I Do Your Hair, I always say that some of these conversations we should have had with our mothers and aunties, but nobody told us. When you get pregnant and have a child, there are so many things that can happen. There are even some people even lose their teeth. You know that? Your system changes because, you know, when you're pregnant, your system adapts to protect the baby because otherwise the baby would be expelled. So your immunity goes down. There are so many things that change. Your metabolism changes. So many changes happen in your body to protect and make sure that this life is brought to term. When you have the baby, not everything goes back at the same time. For some people, they're very lucky. It goes back, whoop, and they're good. Here is me. I looked this way at some point in my life. I think I was like 28 years old here. And in this photo, I am 4 months pregnant. And then I had the baby. And after having the baby, I looked like this. A few months later, I think like 3-4 months later, I'm still quite tiny. Lost all the weight, everything went well. Even belly went full flat. And then next baby, at 4 months pregnant, I looked like I was about to give birth. And then had the baby, and then there was COVID. But even before having that baby, just before, I had put on quite a lot of weight. Then I had type 2 diabetes because of the weight gain. And then I was losing the weight and I got pregnant in the process of losing the weight because that's another thing. Losing weight sometimes pregnancy doesn't happen because of weight, and then you lose the weight and then you get pregnant. Now, the reason for the weight gain in between the baby, the daughter and the next child was because I had 2 miscarriages in between. And with every miscarriage, I did not completely lose the weight. And there was also a little bit of depression from those miscarriages, which led to having to take antidepressants, which make you, for some people, me, put on weight. And so there are so many things that happened, and I'm okay with talking about my story now, but at that time I wasn't. And so, of course, you have people talking about you and saying how, oh, she's let herself go. What is wrong with her? Why is she not taking care of herself? But they don't know what I'm going through. And at that time, when I normally don't talk about things when I'm going through them, I talk about them after I have overcome, because when I'm going through it, I'm too busy surviving it that I don't have the energy to start convincing you, because that's the thing. You will have to start convincing people that whatever you're going through is genuine. So this, my niece recently told me that I say so a lot. And now every time I say it, I have to think about it. Okay, back to the story. Things happen in our bodies. And as women, we know that even just in the family, my mom was never big. And I am. I don't know what my daughter is going to be. But then my mom also doesn't have insulin resistance. My mom also doesn't have PCOS. My mom also doesn't have a lot of the things that I have. And so I can't expect that her life is a reflection of how I'm going to look. As much as we look very much alike, but there are so many things that I can't expect that she's going to be just like me. And when you're out here judging people and telling them all these things, you don't know what effort somebody has made. And you know what? Sometimes it's not even about the effort, because to be honest, there are times that I did not even want to make an effort. I was too busy surviving that making that effort was too hard. These same people, after that lady has been bullied that much online, these same people will be the ones to judge her if she decides that, okay, let me go take Ozempic. They will judge her. They will say, she's taking a shortcut. Why doesn't she just work out? Why doesn't she just eat right? Why doesn't... First of all, if somebody was self-disciplined enough that they could just wake up and decide, today I stop eating sugar, realistically, they would not be in this situation to begin with. It takes a lot of motivation and a lot of strength. You know, that's like telling me that, why are you an executive assistant? Why didn't you just work hard and be a doctor? Well, you think I didn't try? The thing is, not everybody has the same level of ability to do everything. And so if you're able to just wake up and decide, I'm going to start intermittent fasting today, let me tell you, there are some of us who we are sitting down and all we are thinking about is food. What am I going to eat at lunchtime? Okay, fine. I'm so full, but I have to think about what am I going to eat at dinner? What am I going to... You are talking to me about something very important, but I'm thinking, oh my God, I need bread. I need chapati today. Oh man, that fridge has food in it. There are people whose brains cannot shut up about food. And so telling them to to fast between this time and this time, it's really not something that they can do easily. So you're here judging one person for being overweight, and then you're judging the other one because she got scared of being judged for being overweight and then decided that, since I'm not able to do it on my own, I'm going to get chemical help to help me with doing this. Then you will also judge somebody for being dark-skinned and call them ugly and all those names. And I'm saying this as somebody who, for a very long time, hated how I looked. I really hated how I looked. You know, I hated that I was darker. I hated all this because it felt like the light-skinned girls were the ones winning. Anyway, so you will judge somebody for looking like that. And then in that same breath, you will judge that same person who turns around and decides to bleach their skin. And it is one thing when it's the men doing it. Because, well, I mean, they're men. They can decide what they want in a wife and all that. But you as a woman, why would you feel okay putting down another woman because of something that is beyond her control? Putting on weight after childbirth and or during childbirth and never putting it back on. Let me tell you, I work so hard to lose weight. And most of the hard work that I'm doing is actually in the cooking and in just the self-discipline and Of course, I have a therapist who's helping me with coping mechanisms for stress, so that when I'm stressed, I'm not running to buy chocolate. When I'm stressed, I'm doing something else. And that's because I know myself. I can go to the gym once a week, and that's the maximum I'm willing to do. I mean, I can walk, but even the walking, I also live in a country which has winter. There is no way. I am not that dedicated to weight loss that you're going to find me in negative something degrees walking out. No. That time I want to be in my bed, under the blankets, covered, okay? I make that effort. And I know full well that it is not enough. I know that I can do more. I know that I should do more. But between the mental fatigue and just I have a full-time job and I have things to do, it's not possible for me. And it's just not something that comes naturally to me. So I probably should be way far from where I am. I mean, I've lost in the 3-4 years, since 2022. So now we are what? Almost 4 years. At the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, I was 100 kilos. And now I'm 70 something. And so there were times when it was going really well. And then I plateaued for a while. Then I started again, and then I plateaued. Then I started again, and then I plateaued. You know, it's been ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. And if I say I've tried everything under the sun, I have. Except really working hard, because I'm just not made for that. And I know that I want to fit into some clothes. I know that I love looking like this. I know that I know all this. So you telling me that I look big and I don't look as good and I am fat, you're not giving me news. I know this, because the same way you're seeing me, I'm sorry, but I can afford a mirror. Mirrors are not expensive. I can afford a mirror, and I'm looking at myself, and you don't know how I feel in the morning after I've looked at myself. So there's no news you're giving me. I know I'm big. And why people feel like they own your body and they should be able to tell you. Those same people will come back and tell you when you've lost the weight, they will come back and tell you, oh, now you're too skinny. You look sick. You look old. What is wrong with you? Oh, you are better when you are big. Somebody will tell me I was better when I was big. When I was big, I could barely sleep through the night because of sleep apnea. When I was big, I had type 2 diabetes. When I was big, I could barely run after my kid. He was almost hit by the bus because I could not run after that kid. When I was big, I was struggling to even just get up. Now I can just whoop and go up. So there are so many things that can happen, and you can decide how to lose your weight, and you can decide that, okay, fine, this is not working for me. Let me try this. Let me see a doctor. Let me see what I can do. What I'm against, you can still do it, but what I'm against is people doing things because my friend did it, so I'm doing it, but without you maybe seeing a doctor. If you're going to go for the medication or for surgeries or things like that, please just see the legitimate doctor, not somebody who's just after money, and see if that is something that actually works with you. Somebody who has your medical history, somebody who understands what the side effects can be. That is the only thing that I feel that maybe we should be emphasizing, but not telling people how they should behave or not behave. And yet, when they have that weight, you're busy running after them. Okay, that's my rant about weight gain and weight loss. Yeah, I will be having another rant soon. So watch out for me. Bye-bye.